rough version of the Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde, written in 1967 by Mitch Murray and Peter Callander, made famous by Georgie Fame. I play it here in the key of G, which is the same key that Georgie Fame plays it in. It starts off with this blues run. It starts on a G chord. You play a D note on the second string and an E on the first string, and then a G chord with a G on the first string, a G seventh with an F on the first string, a C chord, a barred C chord here on the second string, a C minor chord on the second string melody, back to a G, playing a D note on your second string as a melody, a D chord, playing the D on your second string as a melody, and back to G. Here's this first run. It's a G chord, playing for the melody, B, D, B, and then fourth string D. And then you go to a C chord. On the C chord, you hit E, G, A, G. And then you move to the D chord. And for the D chord, you're hitting a B on the second string and the A on your first string. So like this. And then you repeat that C and D run. And finishing off with this G, A, and go back, C chord, hitting the open G, and back to the G chord. So this first run is G, C, D, C, D, C, then repeat the whole thing. And the second time you end up on the G string instead of the A note. This part starts off with a G chord, hitting the B as your melody, then C chord, melody is C, G, A, back to the G chord with the B as your melody. Back to the C, back to the G, hitting your B as your melody, and then you move to an E7th chord, hitting your third string there as your melody, then you move to the A chord, and when you hit the A chord, you're hitting A, B, C as your melody, and then you move to a D chord, hitting it D, B, A, and back to the G. you get to this G, you hit the D as your melody note, and you go to this diminished chord. Looks like a D, but it's over on strings 2, 3, and 4. Hitting your second string as your melody. Take it down one more diminished note. Second string is your melody, and back to the G. So it's... Then it moves to the next part. First chord is a G, and the melody is B, D, B, G, D. And then you go to a C chord, and then to a D chord. The C chord is E, G, A, G, and then you go to a D chord. D in the bass and a B, A for your melody. And back down to the G chord. Play it again. And then it moves to the next part. From this G chord to a single F sharp in the bass and down to an E chord. And the melody there is B, A, G sharp. And then you hit an A chord there, but you're just playing strings 3 and 4. And then you go to a D chord with an F sharp bass, melody on the A, G, F sharp, and back to the G chord, hitting the G as your melody. So like this. Repeats. And then it goes back to that. And then the whole song starts over.